Well, we're working through our lighting problems a little bit. I took this down a pair. There we go. You don't even want to know how this has to be done. I mean, it's silly, but that's all right. It is Thursday, May 11th, 2023. It is 6:09 a.m. in my locale. Remember, I do have to be to work at 8 a.m. today. So that's why we're doing it early, like I said last night at Jack's. And Jack, if you're listening, I hope you are feeling better. I think that's an important thing that I can mention. It was nice having Boondocking with Boomer jump in. I wasn't going to do it. I wanted somebody else to have an opportunity. You let me guest host once, so it was time for somebody else to enjoy that very special thing to do. So, temperature, it is 74 degrees last time I checked, and it's going up to about 86. Probably about as hot as it was yesterday. It's not even a bother anymore. So let's go out of order because we have somebody that got up and moved around. Our obligatory morning queso view. Who slept very well last night. He ate very well. He slept very well. He's sleeping I'm needing an additional hour of sleep lately. I don't know what it was. Maybe because it's warm. But usually 7 is my max. And now it's going up to like 8, 8.5. And this guy is sleeping right next to me the whole time. He gets me up maybe once in the middle of the night, twice in the middle of the night, goes to the bathroom, gets some water, goes back to bed. And so we both need a little bit extra sleep. So it's got to be something in the weather system. Something. You have anything you want to say to everybody? He says no. Let's go to our daily Zen poem. I don't go out to wander around. I stay at home here in Miura, while time flows on through the unbounded world in the awakened eye. Mountains and rivers completely disappear. The eye of delusion looks out upon deep fog and clouds. Muso Sasuke, 1275, 1351. Don't know what that means. I do understand, time, staying in one place and time keeps flowing and going. That makes a lot of sense. But, when you start to, when the world kind of disappears, he's like, that's when you're more awake and aware. But when you just keep staring out, that's when you're going to get deluded because there's something beyond that, which I can kind of get behind. I can kind of get behind that. All right. Let's move to our daily Zen poll. We're getting up some good ones. That's partnership. Get the book out. There we go. Drawing this rune is an indication of partnership of some form is at hand, but you are put on notice not to collapse yourself into that union. We've pulled this one before. For true partnership is only achieved by separate and whole beings who retain their uniqueness even as they unite. Remember to let the winds of heaven dance between you. There's another realm of partnership that we are being called to consider, and that is the path that leads you to a greater union with the higher self or the divine. The ultimate gift of this rune is the realization of the divine in all things, and God always enters in equal partnerships. This rune has no reverse. It is a gift of freedom from which flow all their gifts. All right. And we're reading from the little book today, because now I'm actually watching the clock tick, so I know I'm being heard. Opened up to the index. Hang on. Now the Army's disposition of force is like water. Water's configuration avoids heights and races downward. The Army's disposition of force avoids the substantial and strikes the vacuous. Water configures and flow in accord with the terrain. The Army controls its victory in accord with the enemy. Thus, the Army does not maintain any constant strategic configuration of water. Water has no constant shape. One who is able to change and transform in accord with the enemy and wrest victory is termed spiritual. Okay. So, let's put it all together. We've got time flows on the unbounded world. In the awakened eye, the mountains and rivers completely disappear. We have a partnership of some form at hand. Yesterday we had, where your ambition is satisfied and you're doing, mosquito, doing all of those things. I thought that was kind of wild. And then today we're getting all this other information. This, to me, means that we're all going to have something happen. Who knows what that thing is, but it's something about um, immersing yourself in living that means that everything else just floats away. Doing without doing, right? There's a partnership of some form at hand for each of us. Could be you have a deepened moment of meditation or prayer. Could be any number of other things that you could see, or something in your work. Okay, and then there is understanding that flow. Don't be solid. I don't mean be solid. Don't be a solid person. I mean, don't be stuck in what you're doing. Go with what's going on. Okay, not always. Usually, my big phrase is only dead fish go downstream. And my other favorite phrase is, if everybody is doing something, do the exact opposite. If you are being told to do something, do the opposite. If your doctor is saying do this, do the opposite. You will be right so more often than you are wrong. You cannot believe it. Now, if this was 1980, if this was 1990, if this was 2000, I would be having a way different tune. Okay, I would be saying things like, listen, these people went to school for like 27 years on this. If they're saying this is it, we should go do our own research and go figure it out and confirm, deny, and ask good questions. Now, as we're talking about flowing into new forms and, letting our delusions fall away, it is, if you want to go to the grocery store and they go, you have to do the opposite. If they say salt is bad for you, do the opposite. Helps me. Watch your salt, limit your salt. Do it. Guess what? I was sweating so much, I was losing salt and getting muscle cramps. I had to put salt back into my diet in order to achieve no more muscle cramps, no more leg cramps at night, no more. Do the opposite. Flow like water. Do the opposite. Understand there's some partnership at hand that you're going to work with and together, and drop your delusions. Open your eyes, and when you start seeing nothing, then okay, well, that might be part of it. The other one is you might start seeing something, and then you might start going, that's not right. And then you're going to learn to do the opposite. If they tell you there's a big sale and you have to buy 5 of these to get do the opposite. No, don't buy it. If your doctor says, you know what, I think you have, look them right in the face and go, why am I here? No, do the opposite. Or you could even play the smart move, and that is you could go to a physician or talk to a counselor or go to a therapist or whatever, and actually give them the information you got and listen to what they say. And then thank them very much. And then do the opposite. And it works for me. I hope it'll work for you. Don't do it without thought. I mean, don't just, knee-jerk tantrum. No, we're not gonna. No, not that. Look at it and say, is this logical? Is it reasonable? Or is this information that 5 years ago was different? 10 years ago was different? The human body doesn't change that much. The human mind doesn't change that much. Well, take that back. I lived in a world of people that were both deluded, scared, and conforming. And I could not understand it. I was like, you have got to be kidding me. None of you is going to ask a question about this? None of you is going to say, wait a second, that's not right. That's not right. First of all, it's not right for me. Second of all, it's not right for anybody. No. Not having the people around me become mindless sheep and zombies and just fall for anything that they say. I saw it on my phone. I saw it on the internet. There's a regulation. No. let the delusion fall away. Think for yourself and think clearly. And most importantly, as I'm looking at all of this, right, understand there's some partnership. Take the time to pray today. Take the time to meditate today. Take the time to sit quietly with a cup of coffee or tea today. Okay? And just don't think about stuff. Just let it happen. Just let it happen in your head. You'll get to the right thing. No problems. No problems. And be like water in this particular case. Let that action be gentle, and it builds up on itself until finally it gets to where it needs to be, and it's over. Today I'm working from 8 to 6. I don't know what I'm doing. How many people are working? I'll just go to work and whatever you want. Give me something to do or send me home on call. You have a couple of choices. But I'm not going to stand around and do nothing. Which is why, they sometimes love me because I got to stay busy. And sometimes they hate me because I just refuse to just accept money for nothing. I think it's unfair to the company to pay me to stand around. And I think it's unfair to me to invest my time in nothing. I have other things I want to do. So I hope that you find those things to do today. I hope that you will take those moments today. Excuse me. You'll take those moments today and you'll be able to be more free about it and say, what do I need to do to get me from A to B? What's an important thing to do today? How do I do it? Where do I partner myself to get these things done? And the most important thing is, don't be so open-minded that your brains fall out. It's okay to listen and consider, but don't be stupid. Okay? And remember the big phrase. Come on, everybody should be able to do it by now. If they're not like-minded, they don't share your values, and they have nothing to offer, ease them down the road. They're not there for you. They're there for something you can give them. They're there for your stuff. They're there for your money. They're there for your time. They're there for your attention. They're there for your compliance. They're not there for you. They're there for them. So let them go for a walk. And don't be gentle if you get a no. Be forceful if necessary. Either they're walking or they're getting dragged out. You have too many other things to do today to deal with that nonsense. So, again, Queso, do you want to say hello again? Oh, we got the belly. So, again, for me and Queso, we're going to have a good day. We're going to get stuff done. And we hope that you have a good day, too. So, all right, we're going to flip the video off. Jack, feel better, all right?